Oak Ridge High School baseball taking on the Karns Beavers on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Get ready for Wildcat baseball in about 10 minutes. Welcome to Karns High School, getting set for Oak Ridge High School baseball. Our first game in a while since the last time we were at the tournament down in Alabama. It's good to have you back watching our broadcast on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. My name is David Clary, along with Blake Woody. We are live at Karns High School, just moments away from the start. Gives me the opportunity to run down the starting lineups. First off for the Wildcats, the visiting Wildcats, the 21-4 Wildcats, the number 3 ranked team in the state. Leading things off and playing center field will be Warren East. Batting second will be the catcher Parker Free. Batting third will be the third baseman Mikey Teasley. Batting fourth will be the pitcher Camden Welch. Batting fifth will be the first baseman Peyton Witter. Batting sixth will be the right fielder Richie Ferreira. Batting seventh will be the designated hitter Isaiah Wilson. He'll be hitting for the shortstop Noah Wood. Batting eighth for the Wildcats will be the left fielder Cy Stevens, and batting ninth will be the second baseman Whit Reniger. For the homestanding Karns Beavers, leading things off for them will be C.J. Burnett. He'll be playing left field. Batting second will be the shortstop Carter Branson. Batting third will be the first baseman Owen Burnett. Batting fourth will be the second baseman Braden Harness. Batting fifth will be Rene Pena. He'll be playing third base. Batting sixth for them will be the catcher Isaac Schmidt. Batting seventh will be the designated hitter Clayton Kelly. He'll be hitting for the pitcher Blake Bowers today. Batting, sixth will be the center fielder Brody Miles. And actually that's batting eighth. Batting ninth will be the right fielder Tucker Folks. That's the starting lineups for the Karns Beavers. This is a district ball game. The Wildcats have only lost one district ball game. That was a defeat to the Powell Panthers. The Wildcats currently find themselves in first place in the district with 2 more district games to go. I was talking with Jeff Ulrich, one of the assistant coaches of the Wildcats. He said that Coach Free told them that they need to win one of these 2 ball games to win the district, and that means an opportunity to host the district tournament at Bobby Hopkins Field. The Wildcats will love to sweep the Beavers as we start the 2-game series today, and tomorrow the game will be at Bobby Hopkins. The 2 teams have had their warm-ups. We're getting ready for the national anthem. The crowd is filing in. A beautiful day here at Karns High School. I was telling a couple people earlier today, I remember one broadcast we did from Karns right in the middle, about the fifth inning of the ball game. All the lights went out around the home plate area, and we had to finish the ball game about a week later, maybe even 2 weeks later. Wildcats were ahead when the lights went out, and they ended up losing the ball game. Hopefully that will not be the case here today at Karns. I can see the Karns head coach is wandering towards us. He'll be meeting with Travis Free at the home plate area to exchange the lineup cards with the two umpires from the TSSAA. That'll be working the ball game today here at Karns. As I mentioned, this is the last two ball games of the district. The Wildcats have had that one loss to the Powell Panthers. Wildcats split the regular season series with them. They swept the Halls Red Devils. They swept the Central Bobcats, which is no easy feat. Central very good. And as I mentioned, they swept Campbell County as well. Campbell County down this year as Coach Travis Free makes his way out of the dugout. You know, in the old days, the Oak Ridge dugout used to be on the first base side, but they have moved over to the left field side. Why don't you close in on the meeting taking place at the home plate area as we're moments away on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. And we appreciate you watching our broadcast today on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. My name is Blake Woody. Nope, that's his name. Blake, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, been at spring practice for football, and you've been the one that's been gone. So
well, that's true. I have been gone, and of course we also have the issue of not being able to stream home ball games. But you know, hopefully that'll change here in the near future. We're live at Karns High School. We're going to turn off the mics here. The music is blaring loudly. We'll have the first pitch, probably the national anthem, coming up. Thanks for tuning us in. Tell your friends and neighbors that we're on YouTube right now on our Oak Ridge broadcast of Wildcat baseball against the Karns Beavers. And we'll be back to Karns in a moment.
In your Karns Beavers, here are your starting lineups. First for Oak Ridge. Number 4, the center fielder, Warren East. Number 2, the catcher, Parker Free. Number 3, the third baseman, Mikey Teasley. Number 23, the pitcher, Camden Welch. Number 9, and playing first base, Peyton Witter. Number 12 in right field, Richie Ferreira. Number 16, the designated hitter, Isaiah Wilson. Number 1, the shortstop, Noah Wood. Number 22, the left fielder, Cy Stevens. And number 10, the second baseman, Whit Reniger. Oak Ridge is coached by Travis Free, assisted by Kevin McKeithen, Jeremiah Bell, and Kyle Gary. Now for Karns, leading off the left fielder, C.J. Burnett, number 14.
Starting lineups being introduced here at Karns High School as the Wildcats line up along the third base line. Moments away from the start of this ball game, Oak Ridge and Karns, big district ball game for the Wildcats, as I mentioned. Kind of a slight turnout of fans here. It's a big game for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge trying to continue their winning ways as they haven't really lost a ball game in some time. As I mentioned, they are 21-4 on the year. They're currently ranked number 3 in the state of Tennessee, behind Collierville and Rossview out of Clarksville. As the Wildcats last year obviously making it to the state tournament, but hoping to do more than that, not just make the state tournament, hoping to go on and win the state tournament. Going to put down the mic once again. We're about to have the national anthem. We appreciate you watching our broadcast on our YouTube channel. We'll be back to Karns with the national anthem in a moment.
Tyler Early and Stephen Bullock. Ladies and gentlemen, the TSSAA reminds us that we need to be on our best behavior. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, we ask that you please remain standing and join in singing as we play our national anthem. Thank you, and play ball.
David Clary back here along with Blake Woody, live here at Karns High School, getting set for this ball game, district ball game between the Wildcats of Oak Ridge and the Karns Beavers. Big district ball game as we get set. As I mentioned, the Wildcats need to win one of the two to finish off the regular season district championship. The Wildcats would like to sweep the district championship series. Mike Kelly in the house here, taking a seat in front of us, one of our sponsors on basketball and football and actually baseball. We've included him as well. As Blake Bowers takes his warm-up tosses, he's a right-handed thrower wearing the number 4. The Beavers wearing their all-blue jerseys, white baseball pants, the Wildcats in their gray and cardinal as we get set for the first pitch of the game. Fans still filing in on this beautiful day. Very breezy here. As we looked at the national anthem, the wind was blowing hard in, so it might be difficult unless you really get a hold of one to get one out of here today. It's kind of calmed down just a bit. They used to have the flag out in center field, a little more like right center field, but the flag was up here, so it's not as easy to tell. Here's the long throw down to second, and here comes Warren East to step in to lead off the ball game for the Wildcats. We're on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, as I mentioned. It's been a while since we've been on the air. As Warren steps in, he's a right-handed hitting sophomore. He's had a fantastic sophomore year, taking over the leadoff position for Caden Black. He's picked up a lot of hits, a lot of extra base hits, knocked in a lot of runs, stolen a lot of bases. He has filled in quite nicely for Caden Black. Right-handed hitter. Bowers on the mound, and we're about set. Here's the first pitch of the game. It's hit foul. Back to the screen, and we are underway here at Karns. The Wildcats will have Parker Free and Mikey Teasley, the scheduled hitters, in the lineup to face Bowers to start the ball game. Warren settles back in. Behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Squares to bunt, takes a strike at the belt, and he's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Kyron Welch in the house today. I saw Izzy Mitchell as well, former Wildcats, in attendance today. Both graduating off of last year's state tournament team. Warren back in, behind in the count, 0-2. Pitch, hit on the ground, off the first baseman's glove into right field, and that'll be a leadoff single for Warren East. The ball was hit hard. It glanced off the first baseman's glove, almost right into the second baseman, but he couldn't quite get to it, and it's a good start for the Wildcats. Despite falling behind 0-2, Warren picks up a base hit. Let's see if he goes early. Of course, Travis, for anybody familiar with Oak Ridge baseball in the last several years, last 7 years, since Coach Free has been the coach, he likes to run. He likes to run early. Catcher Parker Free steps in. He's also a sophomore. Bats from the right side. He squares to bunt. Warren's going on the first pitch. Here's the throw down. It's going to be high, and that is a stolen base for Warren East. As I mentioned, they like to go early. And Warren's in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the first. Oak Ridge and Karns here on YouTube. Blake Woody doing our camera work. Hope he's not out of practice. It's only been since the state basketball tournament since we did a ball game. Big lead at second for Warren. He's not heading that way. That pitch is up high. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes to Parker Free. Mikey Teasley's on deck for the Wildcats. He'll be followed by Cam Welch, today's starting pitcher for the Wildcats. Mikey will start tomorrow's game. That ball is hit in the air, foul. Way out of play over in the cow pasture to our left. And the count is 2-1. Wildcats and Beavers will not be in the same district next year in basketball, baseball, and the other sports. Oak Ridge will be moving to District 4. Karns will be staying in District 3. Warren takes his lead off of second. The pitch. Low pitch. Here's a stolen base attempt and a stolen base for Warren East. So a couple stolen bases for Warren. Now he's at third. And a 3-ball, 1-strike count on Parker Free. Travis Free, the head coach, is in the first base coaching box, whispering into Warren's ear as he takes his lead off of third. Pitch to Parker is hit well and deep to left field. That ball is back, and gone. Home run for Parker Free, and the Wildcats take an early 2-0 lead over the Karns Beavers. Just sailed over the left center field fence, and Oak Ridge leads it 2-0. Great start for the Wildcats. Bowers gives up the long blast, and it's 2-0 Oak Ridge.
Number 3, the third baseman, Mikey Teasley.
Here's Mikey Teasley stepping in. 2-0 Wildcats. District action here from Karns. The wind, the pitch to the plate is high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. So Warren gets a single, steals second, steals third, then Parker brings him home with a long fly to left, and it's 2-0 Wildcats. Pitch to Mikey is a called strike at the belt on the inside half of the plate, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mikey wears number 3. He'll be followed in the lineup by Camden Welch, who's already been spotted to a 2-0 lead. Mikey takes ball 2 down in the dirt, which is actually not dirt. It's actually artificial turf, colored as dirt, brown, as you see. The pitch, hit foul, out of play. Over the top of that warehouse building over to our right, there's if you hit the ball foul here, it goes basically out of the park, and those balls are gone. I don't know if they send people down to find them. In the old days, that building wasn't there. It just went off into the woods, which is the way it used to be at Bobby Hopkins Field before they built the City Services building. There was nothing but woods at Old Ridgeview Field, as they used to call it before Bobby Hopkins. It's a pitch, hit well to center field, but center fielder back on it, and he should make the play, and he does, for out number 1. The ball was hit well, but out. That brings up the pitcher, Cam Welch. The junior steps in. He'll hit from the left side. 2-0 Wildcats as the Wildcats bat here in the top of the first inning. Blake Bowers, the pitcher for the Beavers, has been roughed up a bit. Let's see what Cam can do. The pitch to him is down low, a ball below the knees, and the count is 1 no strikes. Wildcats swept Campbell County. They swept Halls. They split this series with the Powell Panthers, and they swept Central in some really close ball games. Central didn't even score in those 2 ball games. Called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Hit on the ground over the pitcher's head. It's going to take a funny hop to the second baseman. Throws on the first in plenty of time for out number 2. So Cam is retired. The batter now will be the first baseman, Peyton Witter. Peyton leads the Wildcats in home runs on the year. He's had a big power numbers for his senior year. He'll be going on to play college baseball at Milligan, I believe. He steps in, bats from the right side, throws from the left, and he swings and he misses, and the count is 0-1. Kind of thought old Mike Sheehan might show up today, but he's a no-show here at Karns. Pitches a called strike at the knees, and Peyton behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Richie Ferreira's on deck, but there are 2 outs, 2 in. Pitch is cut on and missed. And on 3 pitches, Peyton Witter is out number 3. But the Wildcats do score 2. Pick up a single by Warren East and then a home run by Parker Free. We go to the bottom half of the first inning here at Karns. The Wildcats on top, 2-0. And we'll be back to Karns in a moment. Welcome back once again to Karns High School. Cam Welch on the mound. I'll set the defense for the Wildcats at first base. The Wildcats have Peyton Witter. The second baseman is Whit Reniger. The shortstop is Noah Wood. The third baseman is Mikey Teasley. The catcher is Parker Free. The outfield from left to right, you've got Cy Stevens in left. Warren East is in center, and Richie Ferreira is in right. And as I mentioned, Cam Welch is on the hill for the Wildcats, who's been spotted to a 2-0 lead here in the first inning. Leading things off for the Beavers will be the left fielder, C.J. Burnett. The first pitch to him is hit on the ground. Shortstop Noah Wood fields it. Plenty of time, throws low, and it bounces away. Had plenty of time and then kind of threw one in the dirt, and Peyton couldn't come up with it, and they have their leadoff man aboard on the throwing error. And the batter now will be Carter Branson. He'll be the shortstop for the Karns Beavers. I don't think he's related to Coach Branson. Doesn't quite look like him. He's much thinner. Less facial hair. As the first pitch is a called strike on the inside half of the plate. And Branson behind, no balls and one strike. Thought we might see Mike Sheehan at the ball game today. His older sister is here, supporting the Wildcats. And Mike, we know you've been a little bit under the weather. Hope you're feeling better. Squares to bunt, takes a strike, and the count is even at 1 strike. Very slight lead off of the bag at first for Burnett. Back in will go Branson. 1 strike. Cam checks the runner at first and comes to the plate. That one's up high. 2 strike. We wish we had been able to do a little bit more baseball this year as the ball's hit on the ground. Third baseman Mike Teasley can't make the play as the Wildcats were going for the double play, but the ball was dropped at second base, so Wildcats a little shaky in the infield. That'll be another error, this time on the second baseman, and they've got him at first and second. That was a tailor-made double play, 3-4 or 5-4-3, but Wildcats couldn't make the play. And they've got 2 on, and the go-ahead run at the plate in the person of Owen Burnett, the first baseman. Wildcats playing in at first. He squares to bunt, takes a strike. Here's a long throw down to second, and back to the bag easily will go C.J. Burnett. 2 errors in the inning for the Wildcats, uncharacteristic. They do lead it 2-0 on this breezy day at Karns. Burnett will be followed by Braden Harness. Squares to bunt again. Looked pretty good. Light up belt high, but perhaps a little outside. The count is even at 1 strike. Wildcats are 21-4, currently ranked number 3 in the state of Tennessee, according to this week's poll. And been talking to several people. He squares to bunt again, fouls it back to the screen, and the count is 1-2. In my lifetime, I can't honestly tell you if I ever remember Oak Ridge ever being ranked in the top 10 in baseball in my lifetime. I know 53 years ago they went to the state tournament, and they've had some good teams since. So that pitch is cut on and missed, and that's strikeout number 1 for Cam Welch. And out number 1 here in the first. They've got runners at first and second. Both have reached on errors. Braden Harness, the second baseman, steps in for the Beavers, trailing 2-0. Pretty good sized lead at second. As Harness steps out, he's the cleanup hitter for the Beavers, wearing their all blue with white numerals with a little gold trim around the white numerals. The pitch, cut on and missed. And the count is 0-1. Welch is a junior. Checks the runner at second. Comes to the plate. Hit foul off to the right side and over towards the Karns dugout where it's fielded by several coaches and flipped back in to Peyton Witter, who flips it to Parker Free behind the plate for the Wildcats. And Harness is behind 1 strikes. Wildcats playing behind the runner at first. Pitch is hit on the ground. Once again, shortstop. He doesn't have any play, and that'll be an infield single. I don't think he had a play either way. The ball was hit deep in the hole, and they've got the bases loaded with 1 out. Nothing really has been hit hard, but the Wildcats have not being able to make plays. That's an infield single, though. I don't think Noah would have been able to throw him out at first anyway. As the batter now will be Rene Pena. He is the third baseman. Bases full of Beavers. That pitch is on the inside corner but low. And the count is 1-0. Little shaky start, Blake, for the Wildcats here in the first.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. There's a lot of errors right now. And, yeah, I don't know. It's just not looking good.
But they do have a 2-0 lead. 2 ball, no strikes, the count to Pena. Slightly built third baseman. Bases full of Beavers. Pitch, hit foul. Well behind the pitch. And the count is 2-1. I think the third base coach not too happy with Pena there. I don't know if he missed a sign or what. 2-1 pitch, called a strike at the belt, and the count is even now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bases full of Beavers. 2 errors and an infield single. Cam Welch trying to work out a trouble. 2-2 pitch, cut on a miss on a high fastball. Strikeout number 2 for Camden Welch. That's out number 2, and the batter now will be the catcher, Isaac Schmidt. Right-hander steps in for Karns. Schmidt steps in. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Cam should have been out of this inning. Pitch is up high, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Looks like Grayson Brown in the house today. Haven't seen Grayson in a while. One of our prep radio camera guys. 1-0 pitch, cut on and missed. And the count is even. 1 ball and 1 strike. Are you out of practice there, Blake? We'll talk about that in a moment. 1 ball, 1 strike. Speaking of practice, let's talk about football coming up soon. 1-1 pitch, breaking pitch outside and high, and the count is 2-1. Got a couple of our basketball guys getting ready to sign scholarship papers. 2-1 pitch, cut on a miss. Another good fastball right at the letters, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Raekwon Watson, Garrett Giles getting ready to sign scholarship papers to play college basketball, and hopefully we get a couple more. As that pitch is called strike 3. We're a little bit above the belt, but the Wildcats dodge a bullet. They commit a couple of errors and 1 hit. They leave the bases loaded. We go to the top half of the second inning. 2-0 Wildcats. We'll be back on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio, in a moment. Welcome back once again to Karns High School. David Clary, Blake Woody. Wildcats on top 2-0. Cam Welch did a really good job working out of trouble and not of his own making. Striking out the side. And the Wildcats will send Richie Ferreira to the plate to lead off the second inning. The pitch to him is hit foul. Down the third base line. And the count is 0-1. It'll be Richie Ferreira, Isaiah Wilson, and then Cy Stevens, the scheduled three in Coach Travis Free's lineup. Richie, a senior, bats from the left side, plays right field for the Wildcats. Pitch to him is hit well to right field, and the right fielder makes a catch. It's kind of off to his right, and out number one is recorded. Isaiah Wilson steps in. He's a freshman designated hitter for the Wildcats. He's hitting for Noah Wood today. Right-handed hitter. Also has seen action as a pitcher for the Wildcats, and he steps in with one out and nobody aboard in a 2-0 game. The Wildcats in the lead on the strength of the Parker Free home run. Pitch is a little bit low. They said he swung at it, and that is strike number one, and the count is 0-1. Pitch, that's a called strike at the belt, and Isaiah behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. First time we've done a ball game is Alabama for various reasons. 0-2 pitch, hit foul. Kind of a just stay alive kind of swing, and he does. And the count remains at 0-2. Isaiah will be followed by Cy Stevens in the Wildcat lineup. Freshman steps back in. His back foot on the back line of the batter's box. His left foot a little slightly behind the line. Pitch, cut on and missed. And that is a strikeout swinging, and that is strikeout number 2 for Bowers. And that's out number 2 here in the second inning. And the batter will be the left fielder, Cy Stevens. Cy's going to be playing college baseball. He'll be going to Walter State next year. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Got a chance to talk to him on the Covering the Bases show a couple weeks ago. Pitch to him is hit on the ground, shortstop. One hop, fields it. Throws on the first in time, so a quick inning for the Karns Beavers pitcher, Blake Bowers. 1, 2, 3 go the Wildcats. We go to the bottom half of the second here at Karns High School on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. 2-0 Wildcats, and we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Karns High School. Bottom half of the second inning. It'll be the designated hitter Clayton Kelly leading things off for the Beavers. 2-0 the Wildcats in the lead. Cam Welch to the plate. Hit foul back to the screen. It'll be Kelly, Miles, and Folks, the scheduled 3 in the Beaver lineup. A couple errors and an infield single, but the Beavers were unable to score in the first. There's a called strike. Nice pitch. Right at thigh level. And Cam Welch ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. The lefty comes to the plate. 0-2. And that one's pretty good, but maybe a little off the plate. It was at the belt, and the count is 1-2. Pitch. Hit in the air. Left field. Cy Stevens has to play it on a hop, and that is a leadoff single for Clayton Kelly. He did nothing fancy at all. He just put his bat out there and just popped it where it was pitched, and that's a leadoff single, the fourth base runner of the game for the Karns Beavers. And that is hit number 2 against Cam Welch, and the batter will be Brody Miles, the center fielder. Right-handed hitter. Big lead at first. Witter holding him on. That bunt is hit back to the screen, and Parker tried to get to it. There's just not a whole lot of room behind the plate, and the ball drops harmlessly back against the net, and the count is 0-1. Number 8 hitter in their lineup. He'll be followed by the right fielder, Tucker Folks. Run at first. No balls, 1 strike. See if they play station to station. He doesn't square to bunt this time. He takes one up high, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Oak Ridge will play Karns again tomorrow at Bobby Hopkins Field. There's a slight chance of rain tomorrow. Hopefully that'll be early on with the tarp and such at Bobby Hopkins. He does square to bunt, but he throws over to first in time. Back to the bag goes the base runner, Kelly. Miles back in. Cam working from the stretch. The lefty checks the runner, comes to the plate. That's up high with the fastball, and the count is 2-1. Blake, I do want to talk about football coming up. I know you're a member of the Wildcat football team, member of our prep radio crew. 2-1 pitch with the runner going. Here's the throw by Parker, and it bounces away from Noah, and that is a stolen base. So they've got a runner in scoring position, and the count, I believe, is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Couldn't see his fingers. Scoreboard says 3-1, and Miles back in, the pitch to him. Hit in the air, right center field. Ritchie a long way to go, but he makes the one-handed grab for out number 1.
Number 25, the right fielder, Tucker Folks.
Tucker Folks, the batter now. He's the number 9 hitter in the Beaver lineup. He's playing right field today. Top of the order, and C.J. Burnett on deck. Runner had to stay put at second. He's in scoring position with the Wildcats on top, 2-0. Cam to the plate, high with the fastball, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, the latest state poll came out. Oak Ridge number 3 in the state. Kind of a look back at second. Cam doesn't throw back that way. Collierville is number 1. Rossview out of Clarksville. As the runner's going to third, the ball is hit foul. Back to the screen, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Very seldom can I honestly say this, that Oak Ridge is ahead of Farragut in the state poll, but that is the case. I think they sit at number 5. Bearden's also in that poll, along with Ravenwood, Blackman. I'm doing this from memory, and I named a few of them as that pitch is inside, and the count is 2-1. Runner at second base for the Beavers. 2-0 Wildcats as Karns bats here in the second. Pitch. A little bit low, and the count is 3-1. Cam struck out the side in the first inning. Allowed 3 base runners. He's a ball away from putting this man on, but he takes a strike, does Folks, and the count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cam kind of now looks back at the runner. Noah sneaks in just a bit behind him. The pitch, hit in the air to center field. Warren East calls for it against the breeze and makes the catch for out number 2. Back to the top of the order we go to C.J. Burnett. He reached on a error by the Wildcats shortstop in the first inning. Runner at second base. Had a single to left to open the inning, but the Subsequent batters have been retired, outfield fly balls. Cam trying to work out of trouble once again. He's got a runner in scoring position. And Burnett stands in. Here's the first pitch to him. Hit on one hop. In the right field. Let's see if Richie comes up throwing. He does. Oh, he didn't field it cleanly, but the runner got held up at third, and that saved the Wildcats because Richie was going to come in firing but didn't field it. The third base coach had already held him up, and that is a single. Third hit of the ball game for the Beavers, and the batter now will be Carter Branson. He reached on an error. Wildcats ball was hit to Mikey Teasley, and he tried to start the double play, and the second baseman couldn't make the play, and he reached base safely. Right-handed hitter. Runners at first and third now for Karns. The pitch, cut on a miss. Good live pitch at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Appreciate your watching us wherever you might be. I don't know if the chat's on or not. We'd like to know where you are watching. Like to tell our people at the administration that we have people watching from all over the United States. I don't know, Blake, do you have the chat on?
I think so. Let me check it.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch, hit foul. Over to the screen and out of play. And Cam Welch ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carter Branson. Right-handed hitter wears number 1 on his jersey. Pretty sharp-looking jerseys for the Beavers with a K in the middle of the back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cam trying to work out of trouble once again. Batter gets tired of waiting on him and steps out of the box. Two outs, 2 on. 2-0 Wildcats as Karns bats here in the second. Parker Free with the sign. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Runner going. Pitch is hit to the third baseman, Mikey Teasley, and he can't make the play. And that is a run. So the Beavers have their first run of the game. Ball was hit softly right up the third base line. And Branson reaches safely, and they've got runners at first and second now. And a run in. 2-1 is our score. And the batter will be Owen Burnett. He was a strikeout victim back in the first. Nothing's been hit hard in this game, but they all count just the same. That pitch is a called strike. 2-1 the score, the Wildcats and the Karns Beavers. Wildcat defense, a little shaky here in the early going. 1 strike pitch. That's up high. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Burnett back in, hits the ball foul. Down the first base line, over into the dugout area. One of our viewers just pointed out they're watching the game down in Miami, Florida. Like I said, we'd like to know where you are so we can tell the administration that we have people from all over the country and all over the world watching our broadcast. Definitely in football. We have them in Germany and Korea. Pitch is up high. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Owen Burnett. Right-handed hitter, Cheeto working fast. There's called strike 3, and that ends the inning. But, and strikeout number 4 for Cam, but the Beavers, they score 2 times, or 1 time. The Wildcats lead it 2-1 as we go to the top of the third. And we'll be back to Karns in a moment. Welcome back to Karns High School. We go to the top of the third inning. Appreciate all of you watching our broadcast. Let's see if we got any more people from out of the area watching our game as the Wildcats. Whit Reniger steps in. Bats from the left side. He's a freshman. He takes one up high. They ask for help, and they say he did not go, and he did not go. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Whit's playing second base for the Wildcats. Has done a good job in his limited playing time. Takes the ball outside, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Talking to Carson Fagan, who's played a lot of infield early on in the season, kind of dislocated his kneecap. He told me today he got cleared, so he'll be getting ready to play a little baseball soon. As the pitch is fouled back to the screen, and Whit still ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Wildcats put 2 on the board on a 2-run home run by Parker Free. Beaver scored in the second. Whit hits the ball to right field, right center field. The right fielder back on it, and he can't make the play. It's off his glove and it's rolling to the fence. And Whit takes a big turn, and he's at second base. Ball was hit well in the right center field gap, and let's give him a double on that. And the Wildcats have a runner in scoring position, and back to the top of the order we go to Warren East. Warren singled to right field in the first inning to lead off the ball game. Stole second, stole third, came in to score on the 2-run home run by Parker Free. Whit takes his lead off of second base. Pitch. Warren squares to bunt and took a stab at it and missed it. And the count is 0-1. Any more people from outside of the area? Blake's going to check the chat. If you're on the chat part of our broadcast, tell us where you're watching. Warren steps back in, no balls and 1 strike. Squares to bunt, takes one low this time, pulled the bat back, and the count is 1-1. Parker Free's on deck. He accounted for the Wildcat runs, as I mentioned in the first inning. Sophomore catcher, son of the head coach, Travis Free. Warren back in, 1-1 pitch. Squares to bunt again, hits it foul. And Warren behind in the count, 1-2. He was behind 0-2 when he picked up his single the first time around. And he steps in behind in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Wildcats wearing their grays and Cardinals today. They'll be at home tomorrow against Karns. Hope you'll join us at Bobby Hopkins Field. Here comes the throwback, and Whit had taken a lead off of second, but not too big of a lead, and he's easily back to the bag. Drew the throw, but easily back to the bag. And Warren East steps back in with a 1 ball, 2 strike count on him. Pitch, hit on the ground. Shortstop side, he can't field it, and Warren's going to reach base safely. Wildcats will have runners on the corners with nobody out. And the batter will be Parker Free once again. Parker steps in, hits from the right side, kind of went wandering to the left. Batter's box and kind of used his bat, and as they're going to have a little meeting on the mound. Blake, tell me about football. How are things going there? What are you guys doing?
It's going pretty good right now. We have spring practices. It's mostly like 7-on-7 agility stuff. We're doing weightlifting Monday and Wednesdays, and Tuesday, Thursdays agilities. It's going pretty good right now. Team's looking good. Hopefully we have a good chance to have a good run in 6A for the first year, but really looking forward to it.
Question is, are the kickers working out, or are they kind of wandering around?
No, they're not. Absolutely not. I haven't seen them at all.
Soccer.
They're all in soccer, Coach Mike Kelly says. He's the kicking coach of the Wildcats. He's got to be pretty happy. His University of Tennessee Chattanooga Mocs winning the NIT. Go Mocs, he says. I didn't even know they had the NIT anymore. Just joking there, Mike. I know LSU was in it. Matt McMahon, his team got put out early. Runners on the corners for the Wildcats. Nobody out here in the third. Warren draws a throw at first, and back to the bag he goes. Warren has a couple stolen bases already in the ball game. Parker steps back in. Top of the order here, number 2 guy. Parker, pitch to him is high. Here's a throw down to second, and it's off the glove, and the Wildcats are going to score a run. Coming in to score a head-first slide is Whit Reniger, and the Wildcats have the lead. 3-1. And a stolen base for Warren East. The ball was tailed off to the right side of the bag, and Warren got and it ticked off the glove, and that allowed Whit to come in to score, and it's 3-1 Oak Ridge. Parker ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. Big lead for Warren at second. Pitch, that one's down low. And the count is 2-0 to Parker Free. Warren already with 3 stolen bases in the ball game. He's at second. Both middle infielders just flapping their gloves around. Warren's heading towards third. Nope, he returns. That pitch is a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Parker 1 for 1. 2-run home run to his credit, as I mentioned. Trying to drive in another run. Bowers checks the runner at second. Surprised Parker hadn't stepped out. Now he calls time and steps out of the box. Both middle infielders are standing about 5 to 10 feet away from Warren out at second base. You don't usually see both of them at the same place. They'll retreat to their position as the pitch is thrown outside a ball. Really, I just don't think that's wise because they're really kind of out of position. The pitcher went ahead and threw it, and both of them were still close to the bag at second, and they still are. We'll get a look at that here in a second. We'll swing the camera on that in a moment. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Parker Free. Pitch, hit in the air to left center field this time. The center fielder under it, though, tagging and staying, actually. At second base is Warren East, and that is out number 1 as Parker flies out to center field for the first out of the inning. Better now will be Mikey Teasley. Mikey flew out to center. His first plate appearance back in the first inning. 3-1 Wildcats as they bat here in the top of the third inning from Karns High School. Mikey, a right-handed hitting junior with Warren East at second base. Actually, turn the camera over towards Warren at second here. As I say to do that, Mikey will hit one over the fence here. Just looking at the 2 middle infielders, how close they are to the bag while the pitcher is getting ready to pitch. And you can turn it back to Mikey, and the pitch is down low, a ball. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Mikey would followed by Cam Welch. He grounded out to the second baseman back in the first inning. Pitch. That's up high. Here's a stolen base for Warren East. And he is going to be in there with his 4th stolen base of the ball game. This one a little closer than the previous ones. Mikey takes a pitch out of the strike zone. Let's see what the count is. On the scoreboard it says 1-0. I think there's been 2 pitches thrown to him. Runner at third, runs in for the Wildcats here in the third. Bowers checks Warren at third. The pitch is hit on the ground up the middle. It's going to be fielded by the shortstop behind the bag. Throws on the first, but in to score comes Warren East. And the Wildcats, as Mikey picks up an RBI, but he is out. And that's out number 2. And the batter will be Cam Welch. Wildcats lead it by a score of 4-1 now. 2 runs in the first, 2 here in the third. Nobody aboard now. The Pitch to Cam. Taken low. The count is 1-0. 1-0 pitch. That was below the knees, but called a strike. That was below the knees. He called it a strike. He saw it differently from us. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. That's up high. And the count is 2-1. 4-1 Wildcats as the Wildcats trying to win yet another district ball game. Wildcats with a 1-game lead in the district currently. Pitch. There's a called strike at the belt. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cam will be followed by Peyton Witter, but there's 2 outs in the inning. 2-2 pitch. That's up high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah. Count actually full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. That's just above the belt for ball 4. And I believe that is the first walk of the ball game for Blake Bowers. The batter now will be the Wildcats' leading home run hitter on the year. That'll be Peyton Witter. Wildcats will get a courtesy runner into the ball game to run for the pitcher, Camden Welch. That'll be, looks like Tri Sharp, I do believe. He'll take his lead off of first. Peyton steps in. The pitch. Takes the ball this time. Peyton is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out on 3 pitches back in the first inning. Right-handed hitting senior. Headed to Milligan to play ball next year. Pitch. That's up high. There's a quick throw to first, and back to the bag will go the Wildcat courtesy runner. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes to Peyton Witter. Richie Ferreira is on deck. Richie hit the ball well his first time. Was retired. He stands on deck, but there are 2 outs. Big lead at first for Trice. He draws a throw, and back to the bag he goes. Ball bounces away as the return throw back to the pitcher eluded him, but he stays put wisely. Peyton back in. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch. Hit foul. Off the catcher. He's feeling it. The umpire does the nice thing and gives him a little time as he can recover, and walks out and talks to Blake Bowers, the pitcher, giving the catcher for the Karns Beavers a little opportunity to, he's still sore, but Isaac Smith given a little time to feel just a slight bit better. That's why I would never want to play catcher. They are just beat up. 2 balls and 1 strike to Peyton Witter. Pitch down low, and Trice is going to make second base. Ball bounced at the plate, and Trice is in scoring position now with a 3 ball, 1 strike count. RBI opportunity here for Peyton Witter. He's ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. 4-1 Wildcats. The Wildcats have scored 2 in this inning. Trice a big lead at second. Pitch. That's ball 4. And down to first will go Peyton Witter. So back-to-back walks after not walking anybody. Back-to-back walks, and the Wildcats have 2 on with 2 outs. And the batter will be Richie Ferreira. So I mentioned Richie flew out to right field his first time. Batting from the left side against the right-handed thrower. Try Sharp, the runner at second base. Peyton takes his lead off of first. The pitch is hit foul off the light pole and back into play. Kind of saved a Beaver from tracking that one down. Just hit the pole, came back in. I mentioned we were here 3 or 4 years ago when the lights, those exact light poles went out, and we had to play the game in sections. Like the first 4 innings were, one day, and then 2 weeks later we finished it here. 1 strike pitch, down low a ball, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 on for the Wildcats, 2 in. 4-1 Wildcats as they bat in the 3rd inning. Bowers works very slowly. When he's got people on base, he takes forever to come to the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. That's up high. And the count is 2-1. I was going to ask Mike Kelly what's wrong with the Braves. I don't know. Right now they're struggling. 2 balls and 1 strike. If we knew, we would be in Atlanta making lots of money. That pitch is down low a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Bowers had not walked anybody until this inning. He has walked back-to-back Wildcats, and he's behind in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike to Richie Ferreira. Bowers comes in. That's up high. Ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. The Wildcats have Isaiah Wilson on deck. There are 2 outs. 3-1 pitch to Richie Ferreira. Fouled back into the mitt, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. We're in the 3rd inning on our live broadcast on YouTube. Wildcats and the Karns Beavers district ball game. The Wildcats swept Halls, swept Central, swept Campbell County, split with Powell, and trying to get this first win over the Beavers. Pitch to Richie is a called strike, and he knew it. And that is out number 3. The Wildcats do score 2. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 4-1 Wildcats. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Karns. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 4-1 Wildcats. Cam Welch pitching for the Wildcats. First pitch is a ball. Ball's hit on the ground. Shortstop Noah Wood deep in the hole. Throws across his body, and let's see if the tag is made. Didn't quite sweep him. I think the umpire called him. Looked like he tagged him. The umpire said he did draw him off the bag, but it looked like Peyton tried to sweep and tag him. But he reaches base safely, does Braden Harness, and that's the 2nd hit of the ball game for him. And the number 5 hitter, Pena, steps in. Pena was a strikeout victim. Cam has not had a clean inning yet in this ball game. Here's the throw over down to second. It bounces into center field, but not far enough, and that is a stolen base. So they've got a runner in scoring position. 4-1 the score. The Wildcats in the lead. No balls and 2 strikes to Rene Pena. Strikeout victim, as I mentioned, his first time. Karns has a runner at second and a 4-1 ball game. The Wildcats lead it here in the third. Pitch on the inside corner, and that's another strikeout, and that time looking. And the second time that Rene Pena has gone down. And the batter now will be the catcher, Isaac Schmidt. He was also a strikeout victim back in the first inning. 5 strikeouts now for Cam Welch. He has a runner at second, 1 out in the third. Pitch, hit foul. Back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. Like I said, if you have the chat option on our YouTube, we'd love to know where you are watching us from. We like to tell the administration that we have people from all over watching our broadcasts. Right now we're not able to do any home ball games. That started in basketball season. What I encourage people to do is buy season tickets. Whether you come to the ball game or not, the money's in the coffers for the school. And they're kind of concerned that the attendance is down because of the streams. 1-1 pitch is fouled back to the screen. So just buy season tickets. You can contact the school. I know they have season tickets in basketball and in football. I don't know about the other sports, to be honest with you. But they would have the money. And we hopefully, maybe next year, they've told us that they're going to check the numbers, compare the numbers to see whether the stream had any effect on the attendance. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schmidt back in. 1-2 pitch. That's down low. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schmidt will be followed by Kelly. He scored their only run. Pitch is, oh boy, look pretty good from here. No argument from any of the Wildcats wearing cardinal and gray. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cam doesn't want to lose him. So old number 1 right here. That one's up high, and he did. That is ball 4. And they have runners at first and second. And the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Clayton Kelly, the designated hitter. Actually, it's a different name than was given on our. Yeah, I was right. That is Clayton Kelly. They do have a courtesy runner at first. The pitch, and it's a high, and it bounces away from Parker, and all the runners move up. Pitch way above Parker's range, and the runner coming from second didn't look like he was the speediest fellow, but Parker elected not to make the throw. And they've got 2 runners in scoring position. Wildcats not playing the most clean baseball today, as that pitch is a ball. And the count is 2-0. 1 out here in the third. Cam Welch, rangy left-hander, throws 1 out of the strike zone, and the count is 3-0. 1 pitch away from loading the bases as the designated hitter steps in. The pitch, that's up high, and ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Camden Welch. And the batter now will be number 4, Brody Miles, the center fielder. He flew out to Richie Ferreira in the second inning. He bats from the right side. He is the number 8 hitter in their lineup. Cam's got the bases loaded in a 4-1 ball game. Third inning here at Karns. Pitch, That's up high. Have a little trouble finding the strike zone. No visit from Coach Ball or Coach Free or Parker to kind of slow him down. That pitch is up high. Maybe they need to go out and talk to him because now they're going to call timeout and Parker's going to go out and talk to his junior catcher. Coach Ball stays in the dugout, which is not really a dugout. That's what they call them. It's a raised dugout. I don't know what I guess I don't know what else you would call it, but that's what baseball people call it, a dugout. It's not dug out. It's kind of a shed, a shelter above ground. 2 balls and no strikes. Let's see if Parker's words of encouragement will have settled down Cheeto. And the 2-0 pitch. There's a strike, swinging. And the count is 2-1. Now, I think that was going to be a strike anyway, right at the belt. And the count is 2-1. Nobody's ever accused Mike Kelly of not enjoying eating, as he eats a couple hot dogs down below as that pitch is hit foul and out of play. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. They've had the bases loaded. This is the second time in the ball game they've had the bases loaded. Cheeto was able to get out of trouble the first time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. Hit foul again. And the count remains at 2-2. Right fielder Tucker Foles is on deck for the Beavers. 4-1 Wildcats. Slow moving ball game, Blake.
Yeah, I know. Our defense isn't doing the greatest, but I thought we would be up a lot more, especially against Karns. Nothing against them, but
there's called strike 3. I didn't want to interrupt you there, Blake, but that's a strikeout and another one for Cheeto, and that is strikeout number 6 for Camden Welch. And there's 2 outs still with the bases loaded. And the number 9 hitter, Tucker Folks, is the batter. He flew out to center field his first time. Bases full of Beavers. The pitch. Oh, well, I don't know where it was, but evidently the umpire didn't see it as a strike, and the count is 1-0. Hit the corner, hit the knees, but he didn't see it that way. That pitch is way up high. He saw it right that time, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Bases full of Beavers. 3rd inning. Pitch. Hit foul. Back to the screen once again, and the count is 2-1. I haven't picked on an official in a while. I've never really actually picked on officials before. Do you know that, Blake? I know that is a lie. 2-1 pitch, that's way up high. 3 balls and 1 strike, and he is 1 pitch away. I think it's 3-1. Yes, it is. 3-1. 1 pitch away from walking in a run. Cheeto comes to the plate. There's a called strike, and he's not going to endure himself to the umpire as he tossed the bat away, and that was clearly right down the middle. And he gave him a break on the first pitch. Let's see if anything close. He calls a strike here. 3-2 pitch. Inside, that's ball. Actually, out number 3 as he stepped on the plate, got the force, and the Wildcats erased the Beavers here in the 3rd inning. Some little talking on the first base side as the head coach of the Beavers comes in to talk with his team. 4-1 Wildcats as we go to the top of the 4th inning. We are live at Karns High School on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Blake Woody is doing our camera work in a slow-moving ball game, but right now the good news is the Wildcats lead it 4-1, and we'll be back with the 4th inning in a moment. Welcome back once again. Coach Kevin McKeithen, a little slow getting to his first base coaching box, the former Wildcat baseballer and football, and he's also a coach for the Wildcats on the football team. And the batter now will be the freshman, the designated hitter in the ball game. This is Isaiah Wilson. He was a strikeout victim his first time, and he fouls the first pitch back, and the count is 0-2. Fourth inning, 4-1 Wildcats. The Wildcats trying to secure their district regular season championship. I've been told with the tiebreakers, the Wildcats need to win one of the two ball games against the Beavers to secure the district title. Right now, they're in good shape, leading 4-1 in the fourth. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wilson. The pitch is a called strike at the knees, and the count is 1-2. Isaiah's a big kid. He's a freshman. Got a little red hair poking out under his batting helmet. Wears the number 16. Big, stocky freshman. Right-handed hitter. Bowers comes to the plate with a 1-2 pitch, and he rips it to left field. That's a base hit. A good swing on the ball, and that is his first hit of the ball game. And a solid single to left, and the freshman is on base, and the batter now will be the left fielder, Cy Stevens. Cy grounded out to the infield, into short, I believe, his first time. Wildcats up 4-1. We're in the fourth inning. Got a courtesy runner in the ball game for the Wildcats. I think it's Andy Hudson. Right-handed hitter. Can't quite see the number, to be honest with you. Might be Trice once again. The pitch to Cy is a called strike at the knees, perhaps below the knees, and the count is 0-1. Cy steps back in. Behind in the count, no balls and 1 strike in a 4-1 ball game. Good lead at first. Cy calls time, and it's granted. Pitcher almost went ahead with his throw. Count is 0-1. 4-1 Wildcats as they bat here in the fourth. The pitch to Cy is hit foul over our way, and the count is 0-2. Check out that number at first to see who that courtesy runner is. Could be Andy Hudson. It might be Trice. I just can't see. Your eyes are better than mine, Blake. About 70 years younger as Cy steps back in. That's Kipton Fagan is the runner. Good lead at first. Cy calls time. Like I said, Bowers takes a long time. When he's got runners on, he stays in the stretch and stays in the stretch and slow to the plate. Cy back in, 0-2 pitch to him. That's up high. And Kipton back to the bag at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Live here at Karns. The Wildcats will play Karns again tomorrow at Bobby Hopkins Field. We will not be able to stream that game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kipton draws a throw to first and easily back to the bag. Blake, did you not go to bed early last night? You look like you're about to fall asleep.
No, I was up pretty late last night, and then obviously got to get up early for school, so a little tired today.
Cut on and missed, and Cy goes down swinging, and that is out number 1. And the batter will be Whit Reniger. Whit, credited with a double, scored a run for the Wildcats back in the second inning. He steps in, left-handed hitting freshman. Runner first is Kipton Fagan, another freshman. Pitch is Whit, bunts it right back up the third base line. He's going to reach on a base hit, I think. Yes, he will. That's going to be an infield single. The throw kind of took the first baseman off the bag. And the Wildcats have runners at first and second. And back to the top of the order we go to Warren East. Warren's had a good ball game to this point. He has a single. He stole 2 bases his first time, scored a run on the Parker Free home run. Also reached on an error and stole 2 more bases and scored another run. 1 for 2 in the ball game with 4 stolen bases and 2 runs scored. Not a bad day's work for the sophomore Warren East. Wildcats trying to put more on the board here in the 4th. They lead it 4-1. Pitch, squares to bunt, takes one low. And the count is 1-0. Wildcats 21-4 on the year. Ranked number 3 in the state of Tennessee. Sun beginning to set a little bit here. Still very nice and warm here at Karns. Beautiful day, 80 degrees. Warren bunts it up the third base line, and that's going to be charged by Pena. Throws on the first, and not in time. It's an infield single. The Wildcats bunting the Beavers to death. And that is an infield single. And Warren's got so much speed, he was able to beat it out. It was a bang-bang play. Pena made a nice play of it at third, but Warren just too fast, and the bases are full of Wildcats with 1 out, and the batter is Parker Free. Parker 1 for 2 in the ball game with a home run and 2 RBIs. Also flew out to center field. He's 1 for 2. A couple more opportunities for runs. They're in on the grass at third and first. Parker takes a strike on the inside half of the plate, and the count is 0-1. You talking to yourself over there, Blake?
Yeah, I want Parker to hit a home run so we can kind of get this game over with.
You must not have eaten. If you've ever been around Blake, food is a high priority for Blake Woody. It's that Hawaiian time he spent kind of making his appetite for Tennessee Southern food good, I guess. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases full of Wildcats in a 4-1 ball game in the 4th. Parker takes one up high. 2-1. What's your favorite thing to eat, Blake? And do it quickly before Parker hits this grand slam.
It's either pineapple pizza or I have no idea.
Parker back in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ball's ripped to the gap to left center field. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. 3 runs should score. Here's the throw. It's going to be a play at the plate. He is safe, and Parker is out at third, but it is a bases clearing double for Parker Free. He has 4 RBIs in the ball game. And the Wildcats now lead it by a score of 7-1. 5 RBIs for Parker Free. He is out at third, but the Wildcats clear the bases and now lead the Beavers 7-1. Ball was ripped. He's had a couple really good at-bats in this ball game as Mikey steps in. Mikey, 0 for 2 in the ball game, does have an RBI on a ground out. Parker's done the damage today with 5 RBIs of the 7 runs scored for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Parker's playing good. I knew he'd rip that one.
That pitch is, I guess, a little bit low or maybe inside, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Blake's not a baseball guy. We were trying to teach him a little bit about it. That ball is down low, 2 balls and 1 strike. I think he enjoyed the fishing more than the baseball when we were on the Alabama beach trip.
Yeah, you could say that, but the sun was a little nasty that day.
That pitch is evidently low and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Mikey Teasley. Pitcher Cam Welch is on deck for the Wildcats. He's now got a 6-run lead over the Beavers. The pitch, hit foul, out of play. Count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 5 RBIs for Parker Free in this ball game. A double and a home run. As Mikey steps in, there's 2 outs here in the 4th. The pitch to Mikey is fouled back to the screen. The count remains full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is high and ball 4, and down the first will go Mikey Teasley.
Number 23, the pitcher, Camden Welch.
Batter now is Cam Welch. Caleb Riker watching our ball game today. He just commented on the sun after you said that, Blake. As Cam Welch steps in. Of course, he got sunburned. Caleb did. Cam steps in, runner at first. The pitch is a called strike. Cam on the night. Let's see. He grounded out to second. He walked. He's 0 for 1 officially with a walk. 7-1 Wildcats. The pitch hit on the ground to the second baseman. He fields it cleanly and throws on the first in time to retire the Wildcats. But Oak Ridge puts 3 more runs on the board. They do it on a bases-clearing double by Parker Free. And after 3.5 here at Karns High School, the Wildcats lead the Beavers 7-1. And we'll be back to Karns in a moment. Welcome back once again to Karns. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, 7-1 Oak Ridge in the lead over the Beavers. Parker Free with a big ball game, 5 RBIs. As Cam Welch been in and out of trouble, not all of his making today. He's given up a few hits, but his defense has also committed a couple of miscues behind him. His first pitch is a called strike to Burnett. Burnett on the day has reached base safely on an error and on a single. He is 1 for 2 in the ball game. He's the leadoff man for Karns. Karns traditionally has had a really good baseball program over the years, but they've gone through a kind of a number of coaches in the last several years as that pitch is cut on and missed, and the count is 1-2. Burnett back in, the pitch, cut on and missed. And that is another strikeout for Cam Welch, and that is strikeout number 8 for Camden Welch, the junior. His team on top 7-1, and the batter will be Carter Branson. He has reached base safely on errors both times. He is officially 0 for 2 in the ball game, but he's been on base both times. That pitch is up high, a ball. One ball, no strikes, nobody on. 1 out here in the 4th. 7-1, the Wildcats in the lead. Broadcasting from the bleachers here at Karns as the sun begins to set. Cut on a miss. Good live fastball. And the count is 1-1. Branson will be followed by Owen Burnett in the Beaver lineup. The lefty comes to the plate. 1-1 pitch is a nice breaking pitch in there for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. Blake Woody doesn't really had to move a whole lot, the camera a whole lot today. Parker's kind of put it in the outfield quite a bit. 1-2 pitch, cut on and missed. That's a swinging strikeout, and that is strikeout number 9 I've got him for Cam Welch. 7-1 Wildcats as the Beavers bat here in the 4th. In what has been a slow-moving ball game here at Karns. A lot of base runners, and I mentioned Bowers works so slowly, especially when he has people on base. Cam gets ahead of Owen Burnett. Owen is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Couple strikeouts. Cam working quickly, much quicker than Bowers as that pitch is a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomorrow, Mikey Teasley will take the mound for the Wildcats. Tennessee commit. You want to watch a Tennessee commit? Come to Bobby Hopkins tomorrow and watch him take on the Karns Beavers in the 2nd district game with the Beavers in 2 days. That's the way they work it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch. Foul back to the screen. That's actually strike 2. They're going to have to throw him out. The good throw does it. Parker to Peyton Witter, and that is another strikeout. And he strikes out the side, and that is strikeout number 10 for Cam Welch. We go to the top of the 5th inning here at Karns High School, this District 3 ball game. The Wildcats trying to win their 22nd game of the season. They lead the Beavers 7-1. We're glad to have you on our YouTube broadcast, on our YouTube channel Prep Radio, and we'll be back to Karns in a moment. Welcome back once again to Karns. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Wildcats on top 7-1. Peyton Witter leads things off for the Wildcats. Peyton is 0 for 1 with a walk today. Struck out in the 1st inning. Walked his last time. Bats from the right side. Behind in the count, according to the scoreboard.
Reagan Elliott moves to right field.
I think we have a new pitcher in the game. I think that's what the PA guy is saying, the new right fielder. Bowers didn't really pitch terribly, as the ball is hit foul, well out of play over towards the cow pasture and out of play to our left. I'm not really sure the count. I think the scorekeeper, with the score being 7-1, now he's changing things. There's no outs for sure. And a 1 ball, 1 strike count, or 1 strike count to Peyton Witter. Pitch. Oh, boy. Looked pretty good. Evidently a little outside, maybe low. Count is even, I believe, at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody aboard, nobody out here in the 5th inning. 7-1 Oak Ridge in the lead over the Karns Beavers. Pitch. Peyton hits it on the ground, third base side. Pena feels it, throws on the first, throws high, but out. Pena's not bad. Made a couple of nice plays early on. Displayed a nice arm there. And that is out number 1 here in the 5th inning. Batter now will be Richie Ferreira. Richie is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Lined out to right field his first time. Struck out looking the last time. Steps in, batting from the left side. He's a senior. Peyton Witter, batter before him, also a senior. That pitch is down low in the turf. And the count is 1-0. So I guess they're doing testing at Oak Ridge High School right now. 1-0 pitch. A little bit outside. What does that entail for you, Blake?
Nothing right now. It's only language arts, but in the week after next week, I'll have a math test.
Are you good at math? We'll come back to that. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch foul back to the screen.
I consider it my strong suit other than science, so yeah.
Well, that's good. What are your plans? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I have no clue. We were doing that in business class today, and I could not figure it out.
You have plenty of time as a sophomore. You have plenty of time. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch to Richie. Cut on and missed. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I know Richie's grandparents usually watch us out in California. I hope you are. I know we've been kind of intermittent with our broadcast, but hopefully getting a chance to watch this one. Pitch to Richie is hit in the air to left center field. A late jump by the left fielder, and he's back on it and makes a over-the-shoulder spinning, awkward kind of catch for out number 1. The ball was hit, out number 2. The ball was hit well by Richie, and he kind of took a strange angle at it, kind of had to reach back to make the play, but he does for the second out of the inning. And the batter now will be the designated hitter, Isaiah Wilson. Isaiah is 1 for 2 in the ball game, had a single his last time, was a strikeout victim his first plate appearance. And the freshman steps in with 2 outs but nobody aboard. The pitch, hit foul, back to the netting, and out of play, obviously. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch to Isaiah is hit foul again, off the netting. Coach Mike Kelly obviously batching it here tonight at the ball game. Where's your lovely wife tonight?
Our daughter's got dance, so she's taking care of that.
Okay. No balls and 2 strikes. Nothing personal. I think I would pick baseball too. 0-2 pitch. That's up high. Although you might get in trouble at home if you don't go to a few of those dance recitals.
Well, no, it's just a practice. It's a practice, and it's a girls' night after practice. It's Chick-fil-A and Starbucks and everything else they can spend money on.
There's strike 3 on a foul tipped, and that's out number 3. And the Wildcats go in order, and we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We are live here at Karns High School on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. 7-1 Wildcats as Coach McKeithen rounds the turf, heading home to the third base dugout as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Karns High School. 7-1 Wildcats. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Karns High School. The Wildcats on top 7-1 over the Beavers, trying to win another district ball game. Wildcats have a new pitcher in the ball game. Trice Sharp steps in. Ball is hit immediately on the first pitch, back to him, and he retires the first batter he faces. The ball was hit hard, but right back to Trice. Trice kind of been the workhorse in the bullpen for the Wildcats. Typically comes in at this stage of the ball game. He retires the first man he faces. And the batter will be Renee Pena. Renee has struck out twice today. And the sidewinder comes in. The pitch is a called strike. Maybe a little bit below the knees, but Pena's not a big guy. He falls behind, no balls and one strike. One strike pitch, cut on and missed. Pena hits in the number 5 spot, but he has struck out twice, has not made contact at all against either Cheeto or Trice to this point. He's behind in the count 0-2, strike 3 swinging, and he has struck out now 3 times in the ball game, and that is out number 2 quickly for Trice here in the 5th, and the batter will be the catcher, Isaac Schmidt. He is, 1 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out in the first and singled in the 4th. And he takes a pitch, I guess a little bit inside, maybe outside, maybe high. Not a strike. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. 7-1 Wildcats. The pitch, I don't know. A couple good-looking pitches there, but out of the strike zone, the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Sidewinder comes in once again, a little bit low, and the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Had a couple borderline pitches not going his way. Got 2 outs, nobody aboard. Pitches hit foul. Over to the netting, and the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. Karns and Oak Ridge, like I mentioned earlier, will not be in the same district next year. Oak Ridge will be joining District 4. Karns will be staying in District 3. 3-1 pitch from Sharp is up high, and that is ball 4. First base runner allowed by Trice. He just took over here in the 5th. Batter will be Clayton Kelly, the designated hitter. He scored their only run back in the 2nd inning. And he hits the ball right back to Trice again. Has an opportunity, and he does make the play and throws out Kelly for the 3rd out of the inning. Good fielding of his position by Trice Sharp. We go to the top of the 6th inning here at Karns. The Wildcats on top by a score of 7-1. The Wildcats, as I mentioned, will take on the Karns Beavers again tomorrow at Bobby Hopkins Field. 6 o'clock, I think, will be the start time for the big district ball game. The Wildcats trying to close out the series here, their district series, the final district game of the year until the postseason tournament begins, will be tomorrow. The Wildcats have finished up all their other district games. They started early with the season sweep over Halls, who's playing much better ball. Central, who has just a really fine team. Wildcats shut them out in 2 different games. Wildcats beat up on a kind of a hapless Campbell County team. I don't mean any disrespect to the Campbell County Cougars, but they just have struggled in baseball over the last several years. And the Wildcats split their games with Powell, and they were close. I mean, obviously, I think the one game they lost was 1-0 to the Powell Panthers against a good pitcher, and Wildcats trying to get the first win over the Karns Beavers in their final 2 games in the district schedule. Kevin McKeithen jogging around the circle, and off to the first base coaching box will go the former Wildcat, and the batter will be, looks like, Trice Sharp to lead things off for the Wildcats. Trice's first plate appearance of the ball game. He steps in. as they're waiting for the music to cease. Still playing while now he turns it off. Got a little distracted. The umpire waited, and pitcher for the Beavers waited, and now Trice will step in. Right-handed hitting junior. Pitch to him is up high, around shoulder level, and the count is 1-0. I know his grandfather, John Mallett, probably watching our ball game today. Trice steps in, 1-0 pitch to him is below the ankle, right around the ankles, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Trice has gotten some action at second base this year. Has mainly been seen as a relief pitcher. 2-0 pitch, cut on and missed. The inside half of the plate, cut through it, and the count is 2-1. Nobody aboard, nobody out. The Wildcats batting in the 6th inning of this district ball game here at Karns High School. Beautiful day. As Trice swings and he misses at that one, and the count is 2-2. Sharp back in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is a call to strike, and that is out number 1. As the Wildcats, batter will be Whit Reniger. Whit's have a good day. He is 2 for 2 in the ball game. Had a double to the outfield, scored a run, had a single on a bunt, and scored a run. So he's 2 for 2, and he hits the ball on the right side this time, fielded by the second baseman, and they throw him out. So Reniger is retired, 4-3. And the batter, back to the top of the order we go to Warren East. Warren has had a really good day. Let's see. As I look at he singled, stole 2 bases, scored in front of the Parker Free home run, reached on an error, stole a couple bases, scored a run, picked up a single as well. And he bats here, ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Warren's a sophomore. Saw plenty of action as a freshman a year ago, and as I mentioned at the top of our broadcast, he's really done a great job filling in. You can't replace a guy like Caden Black, but he's done a really good job at the top of the Wildcat order this year. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. 2 outs, the pitch. That's down low. 2 balls and 1 strike, the count. Blake, you look cold. It's not even cold out here.
No, I'm not cold. No. It's pretty warm.
2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. Called a strike at the knees, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Parker RBI Free is on deck. He has 5. He's knocked in 5 of the Wildcats' 7 runs today. He's on deck, but Warren's got to get on base. And I don't think he's going to as the ball's hit in the infield. Second baseman calls for it in the grass and shallow right field. And the count, and that is out number 3 as Warren is retired. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We appreciate you watching our broadcast today, and hopefully we'll have a few more of these broadcasts as we get closer into the season. We've got a lot of home games coming up, and we've got a road trip up to Upper East Tennessee coming up this weekend, but the Upper East Tennessee teams don't allow streaming. At least Dobbins-Bennett doesn't. We won't be able to stream those ball games. I feel bad about it because last year we streamed, 20 ball games or so, had the state tournament games on the radio as well. The schedule has not been really good with my personal schedule, with my work schedule in Atlanta, and plus the home streaming not being allowed this year, at least this year. So we haven't been able to do as many ball games. And because of the fact that we cannot stream some of the home games, some of the teams we play have said that we cannot stream if we don't allow them to stream. So it's kind of like a trade war going on with the streaming. And I personally, I understand their logic. I don't agree with it. I don't believe that really the streaming is keeping people, especially in baseball, coming out to the ball games. Because typically in high school baseball, the ones who are coming out to the high school baseball games are going to come. It's parents, grandparents, occasional girlfriends. But, other than that, it's not keeping people. Somebody who wanted to go to the baseball game is not staying at home just to watch the stream.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. The stream really isn't the big factor here.
But I understand the athletic department needs to make money, and it's a trial. It's a trial period to see if it affects their money gate. And hopefully by the end of this school year, we'll be back on schedule to stream all the ball games live once again. Trice back in for his second inning of relief, and the first pitch is delivered, and it is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Batter, I believe, is Braden Miles, the center fielder. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Flew out to Richie Ferreira in the second inning. Was called out looking by Cam Welch, and he swings through that one. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody aboard, nobody out. The Beavers batting in the sixth inning in a 7-1 ball game. Blake Woody's our loyal and devoted camera guy as that ball is hit on the ground over the second base bag. Noah fields it, throws on the first. Nice play. Noah Wood had to zip it across, and he did. The ball was not hit that hard. Noah fielded it right behind the bag and threw it on to Peyton Witter for the out. So good job by Noah, and that is out number 1 here in the 6th. And the batter will be the right fielder, Tucker Foles. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Flew out to Warren East in the second. Struck out looking in the third. And he swings through that. Try sharp offering, and the count is 0-1. Trice comes to the plate. Another called strike at the belt. And the count is 0-2. 7-1 the Wildcats. The Wildcats put 2 on the board in the first on a Parker free home run. The Wildcats have never trailed. It was 2-1 at one point. That pitch is down low. The Wildcats have had a couple big innings, and really, as I mentioned, 5 of the runs knocked in by Parker. He's behind the plate for the Wildcats. Pitch is cut on, foul tipped into the mid, and that is a strikeout. So that is the second strikeout for Trice Sharp, and the batter will be the pitcher, C.J. Burnett. Burnett came in relief of Bowers. Trying to get one of the few. In fact, the Wildcats have not had but one 1-2-3 inning in the ballgame. That took place in the 4th inning when Cam Welch struck out the side, the 1, 2, and 3 batters in the Beaver lineup. Trice ahead in the count, 0-1. Cut on a miss, a really late swing there. He comes from sidearm. It must be difficult, if you're not used to it, to just the angle that he comes at you. He's kind of, I don't know how tall he is, maybe 6 foot, maybe. And he just kind of slings his arm towards you. And if you haven't seen that kind of pitcher, as the ball is hit on the ground, once again Noah Wood with an opportunity, throws across, and once again he's up to the task. Noah throws out Burnett for the 3rd out of the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Beavers in the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th in this district ball game live here at Karns High School. 7-1 Wildcats. Will be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Karns High School. It'll be Parker Free leading things off for the Wildcats. Parker had a 2-run home run in the first, flew out to second, had a double, and knocked in 3 runs his last time. And he takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. Parker is a sophomore catcher for the Wildcats. Right-handed hitter. He's hit the ball well today, and that pitch a little close to the shoulders, and the count is even at 1-1 strike. See, Parker will be followed by Mikey Teasley, who's had a very quiet day today. 1-1 pitch, hit foul off the net on the first base side, and the count is 1-2 to Parker Free. C.J. Burnett is the second pitcher used today by Karns. So far as not giving up anything, any runs anyway. Parker steps back in, 1-2 strikes to him. A little bit low. Evens the count at 2-2 strikes. You got a quiet crowd here. There's not a bad turnout here, but not a whole lot of vocalization from the fans on either side. 2-2 strikes. Hit hard again. This time the shortstop makes a nice play and throws Parker out for the first out of the inning. Nice play by the shortstop. Ball's hit on the ground, kind of scooted in the dirt, and he made a really nice play out at short. And I'll give him credit. That is Carter Branson on the play, and that is out number 1. Better's Mikey Teasley. Mikey is, 0 for 2 in the ball game. A fly out and the ground out. Does have an RBI with that ground out. He takes a strike. Let's see, I think I might have missed one of his at-bats. I don't remember what he did the last time. That's what happens as that ball's hit foul over towards the Karns dugout. And the count is 0-2. Last year I had Lee Wexler do my book most of the time. I have a Blake up here. I got to do everything. No balls and 2 strikes. Actually, Blake's doing a good job. Camera work. He's falling asleep up here as that pitch is called strike 3, and Mikey knew it. And he goes down for the second out of the inning, and the batter will be Camden Welch. Camden's grounded out twice to second base. He's in between. He's walked, and he pitched a good ball game. Came out in relief of him, Tri Sharp, and he's pitched 2 scoreless innings. We're in the 7th inning, 7-1. The Wildcats in the lead. Wildcats trying to win their 22nd game of the year. They're 21-4. Current number 3 ranked team in the state. Of course, in a tournament sport, rankings don't matter, but it's kind of cool to be in the top 5 for sure, especially in baseball where Oak Ridge has not been kind of ranked over the years. We've had some really good teams. I'm telling you, I don't remember the polls back in the 90s when Nelson Glover had those teams that were so good in the Todd Helton era of the early 90s and late 80s. They had some great teams. But unfortunately, Todd Helton was in our district in Central. One year went undefeated and won a state championship. And they had several players on that Central team. Bubba Trammell comes to mind. I think his name was Freeman. They had a pitcher who also played some professional ball along with Todd Helton. So that was a stacked Central team back in the 90s. As Cam hits one foul over the top of us, Blake didn't duck, and that's a good sign. And the count remains at 0-2. Have you ever been hit by a baseball, Blake?
No, I haven't, but I've caught one at Braves game, actually.
Oh, really? Wow. You've gone to one game and you caught one foul ball. Pitch, hit foul back our way, and that was coming back this way. Oh, hits the catcher, hits the umpire, and everybody's okay. Not to brag, but, I caught a foul ball last year at Truist Park. Got a standing ovation from my crew. And I gave it to a little kid because I knew the cameras were on as that pitch is outside. And the count is 0-2. Obviously, as employees, you're and an adult, you give the ball to a kid. But I sure wanted to keep that ball, to be honest with you. But I gave it away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cam back in, the 1-2 pitch. That's a little low and outside. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The good news is the kid that I gave it to was my boss's son. So I made a few points there.
That's funny.
Here's the 2-2 pitch to Cam. Hit foul again. This one does go over the net and back into the brushes behind us, and the count remains at 2-2. We've got 2 outs here, nobody aboard in the 7th inning. The Wildcats 3 outs away from a district win. We'll have some post-game interviews with Coach Free and I assume some players at the end of the ball game. He always sends a couple. Ball is hit in the air. Foul territory, third base side, and over the top of the dugout. And Cam stays alive, fouling him off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ronnie and Becky Hayes in attendance here today. Good to have them here. Mike Kelly as well, along with all the typical parents and some former Wildcats. I see Kyron Welch and Izzy Mitchell in attendance today. Played on last year's team, as I mentioned earlier. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air, foul, left side, drifting into foul territory. The left fielder, does he have room? He does, and he makes the catch for out number 3. We didn't move the camera because it was out of our picture. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Beavers need 6 to tie, 7 to win. We'll see what the Wildcats can do. Wildcats 3 outs away from yet another district win. And we'll be back to talk about it on YouTube in a moment. Welcome back to Karns, the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th, getting set here. Try Sharp trying to close it out for Cam Welch. He's pitched 2 scoreless innings for the Wildcats. Trice comes in, pitches the ball, 2 balls and no strikes. This is the number 2 hitter in their lineup, Carter Branson, I do believe. That pitch is down low. Trice working his 3rd inning of relief. He's behind the leadoff man here in the 7th. 3-0 pitch, and that one's up high. So maybe getting a little tired as he had 4 straight out of the strike zone. I know Coach Free would rather not use anybody else at this stage. He wants Trice to close the deal. As Owen Burnett steps in, right-handed hitter, big lead at first. That's high. That's 5 straight out of the strike zone for Trice Sharp. Trice doesn't usually go 3 innings. I guess he has before. 1-0 pitch, hit on the ground. Shortstop Noah Wood, 1 hop, has to throw hard and does in time to retire the base runner. The runner advances to second. Ball wouldn't hit that hard. And Noah's really displaying a nice arm out there at shortstop, and that is out number 1.
12, the second baseman, Braden Harness.
Braden Harness, the batter, he is, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Had an infield single back in the first. And the ball's hit on the ground once again deep, short. Noah has no play at all. And that's an infield single, his second infield single of the ball game. And they've got runners at first and second. And let's see if we're going to have a runner or a new batter.
Batting number 6, Caden West.
Pena is being pinch hit for. Pena struggled at the plate today. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. West is the batter, pinch hitting for him. Trice comes in, the ball's hit in the right field. That's a base hit. Let's see if it's going to get the throw in. The cutoff man doesn't make the catch, and it bounces away, and they've got a run. And runners at second and third. As that time, as the Karns fans making some noise all of a sudden, and it's 7-2. And West gets an RBI for that. In to score comes Branson. And they've got runners at second and third. One out here in the 7th inning in a 7-2 ball game. Pitch is hit right back to Mikey Teasley. He's going to come home with it. And here's the throw and the out at the plate. Went on contact, and that ended his opportunity as Mikey Easley made a great throw to Parker at an easy tag, and that is out number 2, that is. And now number 3 is the batter, and that'll be the catcher. He's the last hope of the Beavers here in the 7th inning. They've got a runner at third in a 7-2 ball game. Okay, we're going to go to our chat here in a moment. We do have a lot of people watching from different areas. That ball's hit to the shortstop, Noah Wood. He goes the short route, gets the force out to Whit Renninger at second, and that is out number 3. So the Wildcats win the ball game by a final score of 7-2. Blake, tell us who has been watching our broadcast and where they've been watching us from.
Well, we have Billy Seaton from Greenville, Tennessee, Claudia Burton from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Richard Hilton from Greer, South Carolina. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah,
good to have you watching our broadcast around the state as the two teams are shaking hands out at around across from first base to third base. As we will have some post-game interviews. Typically, he sends 2 players to me to speak to. Then Coach Travis Free will join us as well. 7-1 was the final score. We have the opportunity. I want to get that mic ready there, Mr. Blake Woody. I'll run down some of the particulars. Warren East in the ball game had a single, and he had 2 singles actually, and he stole 4 bases in the game and scored 3 runs for the Wildcats. Parker Free, so long Ronnie and Becky Hayes, heading out of the field here. Parker Free, big day for him. Parker had 2 hits, knocked in 5 runs, had a home run and a double, scored the 1 run. His runner scored a run for the Wildcats as well. Mikey Teasley had an RBI today, and he was 0 for 3 in the ball game. Cam Welch was 0 for 3 with a walk, but pitched well for the Wildcats and picked up the win. Peyton Witter was 1 for 2 with a walk. Richie Ferreira 0 for 3 in the ball game. Designated hitter Isaiah Wilson was 1 for 3 in the game with a single. Cy Stevens 0 for 2 in the ball game. Tri Sharp was 0 for 1 in the ball game. Whit Renninger had 2 hits. He had a double, a single, scored 2 runs, and Kipton Fagan also, along with Tri Sharp, played. Tri Sharp pitching the final 3 innings for the Wildcats, picking up the save, while Cam Welch picks up the win for the Wildcats. Oak Ridge now 22-4 on the year. The Wildcats have 1 district game remaining. That is tomorrow at Bobby Hopkins Field. And that game will be at 6 o'clock. The Wildcats trying to win the District 3 championship. And that'll be tomorrow. So if you're listening or watching in the Oak Ridge area, come on out to Bobby Hopkins. The Wildcats can win the regular season championship outright tomorrow. Don't want to deal with some tiebreakers. They have a 1-game lead currently on Powell. And right now they want to win the ball game to actually win the district outright. As we wait for our post-game interviews, final score, the Wildcats win it 7-1. We'll be back with our post-game show in a moment. Welcome back to Karns High School. Still waiting to do our post-game show with either Coach Free or some players. He typically sends me 2 players to interview. Had a long conversation. I was just kind of talking amongst us. Wildcats didn't play a clean game today. They won 7-1, and you'd think they played fine, but they had a few miscues in the field. And but for the most part, they did what they wanted to do. Blake, you had something to say?
Well, I was going to ask you a question.
Yeah, they might come a little closer. We'll see. We just make sure they're not backlit, as I'm telling Blake where we want our interviews, if we're going to get any interviews. Typically, he sends 2 players, and I'm still waiting. I'm surprised he didn't send Parker over here. Parker's not one to talk much, at least on the air. And let's see. Looks like Trice is going to come over and speak to me. We were going to interview him one other ball game, but we went off the air quickly. I don't remember why. Oh, we were leaving Alabama, that's why. And I don't guess he's the guy. I don't think Jeff Ulrich wants to talk to us. He's a Mets fan. Yeah, here comes Trice. We'll speak to him. Why don't you bring him up a little bit closer, just as long as we can get his face in. So Trice Sharp is going to pick up the mic there, down below there. This Trice pitched 3 innings of relief. Got the save for the Wildcats, and let's make sure his mic is on there, Blake. And let's get him squarely in the middle. And this is Trice Sharp, junior Wildcat. Trice, 3 innings of work. Typically, you don't usually go 3, but today you did. Talk about your performance today. Go ahead. And you fielded your position well. I think the first pitch you threw it came right back at you hard, and you made the play, and then you got another one in the same inning. How important is it for a pitcher to field their position? I think the last time you and I spoke might have been at the state tournament. I don't know if I've interviewed you since that time. You've gotten a chance to play a little infield. You got to bat today, which I know you're happy about. And talk about your season to this point. And your team is right now, is it 22-1 or 22-4 right now? Talk about your season and the team season.
At the beginning of the season, I've been playing some second, batting, pitching, just kind of doing everything. And then later on in the season, I just started pitching a lot more. So that's just kind of what we're geared towards right now, is me pitching a lot, getting it done on the mound, and just making sure that our team succeeds. And if that's what I need to do for my team, then that's what I'm going to do. Yeah,
of course. That's it's all about the team right now,
sir.
Because you want to get back to the state tournament. I know it's a tournament sport, obviously, but the poll came out again today. You're number 3 in the state. It's a tournament sport, so it doesn't really matter, but it's kind of cool to be number 3. Talk about how important it is to the baseball program to get state recognition.
It's actually really important. All the guys, we put in work day in and day out, and we're just trying to be the best that we can be. And getting that number 3 spot after we played Hardin Valley last week, had a really competitive game there. Getting that number 3 spot means a lot, because it means like we're finally starting to get noticed. All our hard work is finally starting to pay off.
Let me ask you, and I've asked you this before, you come with that sidearm angle, almost submarine now, a little bit more submarine than you were last year. Talk about your progression with that arm angle as you throw.
Late into my freshman year, towards the end of the spring, Coach Free asked me to start throwing like that, and we had a senior who did throw like that, and I learned a good bit from him. And then my sophomore year, we worked all through the fall, and then I pitched like that my sophomore year in the baseball season. And over the summer, me and him, we've just been working a whole lot on it, and dropping the arm slot gets a lot more depth, and I've been throwing harder and getting a lot more movement on the ball and just doing a lot more work with it.
You were talking about Jacob Franklin. Jacob kind of really had to do that because of an injury, because Free told me the other day that in all the years he's coached, he's had a guy that throws sidearm. What are the advantages of that?
Big advantage is your ball is going to drop low and in on them all the time, so the barrel's just going to swing right over top of it. It's kind of weird to see whenever you're a batter. I like to set up on the further side of the mound. That way my arm starts kind of behind the batter, and it just kind of runs in on them. Makes it really hard to hit. and then throwing off-speed pitches, it just makes it even worse.
What's it like having Parker behind the plate? Parker had a good day today. Knocked in 5 runs, 5 of the 7. What's it like having him as your catcher?
It's great. Got great frame jobs. Blocks the ball. I don't think I've got nothing to complain about with him.
Well, Trice, I appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the way, and I think we're going to probably talk to you on the TV here pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
Again.
All right. Thank you.
As Trice Sharp, he is a junior member of the Wildcats. Let's see if we're going to get anybody else. I know Coach Free will be joining us. I thought we might speak to Parker. There's Titus. He gives us the ignore. He gives us the kind of walks away from us. Let's see. Coach Kevin McKeithen. Wow. Okay, Coach. Let's get him in the picture. Blake, you might not know this, but he used to be on our crew about 20-some-odd years ago. Right. Well, let's talk about this win. Not a clean ball game, for sure, but an important district win. I think final score was 7-1, and I believe you, with this game, I think with the win, with the tiebreakers, you might have secured at least the top spot in the district with 1 game to go.
You got me now. You have to be really pleased with the results of today. Obviously, like you talked about, a win, 7-2 victory. We'd have secured at least a share of the district championship. Now we can close it out tomorrow night with another win against Karns and be able to secure that top spot and hosting the district tournament and all of that. So, pleased with the results and pleased with the outcome for sure. But like you said, we've got a lot of things that we've got a chance to clean up, and we have that opportunity tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not going to play your best game every day. This team has been on a roll the last, 3-4 weeks. I mean, you've been rolling through them, and you had the big win over Hardin Valley just the other day. Hardin Valley, one of the top teams in the state over the last several years, and you're due kind of, I don't know if letdown. You win 7-2. I mean, it's not like you had a letdown, but I didn't think you were super sharp in the field, and I don't think Cam had his best stuff today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that David, I'm going to use probably a lot of football terminology here in the way that I talk, but it's always good. It's always a sign of a good team when you can find a way to win when you don't have your best stuff. When you don't have your best stuff on the mound, and when you don't when you don't have your best stuff in the field and all of that. So I think that we found a way to get that done tonight. I think it's a sign of a good team. We obviously have a good team, and we're fired up about where we're at. And we've had a tremendous run. I think we're at 9 in a row now. So like you said, at some point you're not going to have your A game. You're going to have a B or C game. And credit to our guys for pushing through that, So the challenge now is to respond, to respond in the right way. And we've got we've got a game, obviously, another big district game like we talked about tomorrow. We'll cap off the series with Karns and a chance to get that done, and then we'll go on the road and play in in a tournament up in Upper East Tennessee this weekend with a chance to respond the right way.
You were a Wildcat baseballer back in the day, and obviously you had some pretty good teams, but not as deep as this particular team. You're so deep at pitching this particular team, and you can hit the ball real well. It's a very well-balanced team.
Yeah, very, very talented team. I think you can make the argument, and David, nobody knows the history of Oak Ridge sports, quite like you do. I think that this is one of the most talented teams that Oak Ridge has ever had. We've got a ton of, college prospects on this team, and we've got pitching depth, and obviously we are very proud and fired up, for where our team can go. We just want to keep challenging, keep challenging when you've won 9 in a row, and you've got some of the accolades and some of the things that we're going, that are going our way right now. We just got to keep finding a way to challenge ourselves to be sure that we bring the right approach every day. And like you said, and I think it was clear from our performance today. I think we could have been a little bit sharper, but like I keep saying, we've got a chance to go play another big district game tomorrow night.
Coach, thanks a lot. I don't know if Coach Free is going to take the mic here. It looks like he is. Thank you. That is Coach Kevin McKeithen, former Wildcat. Let's center him up in the shot here. There, Blake Woody. This is Coach Travis Free, head coach. Coach, you talked to your team a little bit longer. I'm assuming at this stage in the season, you don't want to be peaking, obviously, but you want to be playing some good, solid ball. I thought you were not as sharp in the field, and it gives Coach an opportunity to kind of mention those kind of things to your team.
I'll probably be pretty short today, David. That's the most embarrassing game that I've seen us play all year, and so I'm a little I'm frustrated with the way they are. And luckily I sent Kevin up here to be a little positive light, but I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated. It's bigger than the game. And right now we just aren't doing some little things right. But you know what? We needed a game just like this to be able to get back and make the point that got us on a run and got us hot at the end of last year. And just right now, they need to refocus and reset because, you know, like Kevin just said, I mean, we've won 9 in a row, but the honest truth, it's almost like basketball this year. The opponents that we're playing were just better than them, right? So it doesn't have you playing at your best. And that's a fear of mine, is we just haven't had to play night in, night out consistently great all year. So far, we've just been so much better because we have a really good squad. I mean, they're good. I mean, you know, Kevin says that. I mean, we've won a ton of games, and we just continue to find ways to win, and our pitching staff is incredible. And with that being said, that's really how we won today. Parker had a huge night on offense, and our pitching was just good enough to slow down their offense. That was it. That's about all we did good.
You had a big win over Hardin Valley the other day, and from a coaches don't look at things the way fans do. I mean, it's good to have a letdown for that. You beat a great Hardin Valley team, a very good Hardin Valley team. From a coach's standpoint, it's not acceptable. You want to play at that level or above every game.
Yeah, David, you can tell everybody that's listening there, when's the last time that Oak Ridge has won the conference outright?
Long time.
Long time. So when I asked them in front of the game to come out before the game and play their best because we have an opportunity to do something that's been 20-plus years to do, and we play like that, like that's not okay with me, and that's just not going to – that's never going to be okay with me. But I guess that's the reason why – people ask, why are you still doing this 20 years in with all the landscape of baseball? Because of nights like tonight, right? Now I can make impact. Now I can make a difference. Now I can teach them that everything matters in this game. The way that you show up for batting practice, the clothes you have on when you get there, the way that you prepare in and out, all those things matter. And then all of a sudden the lights came on today. We weren't ready.
You got Karns again tomorrow to close out the district schedule. You can win it outright. I guess you have the tiebreaker already. You've got at least a tie. I don't know what Powell did. I don't know.
Powell just won, I think, is what somebody just told me. So they won. So we're a game up still on them. So, any combination, we have to win outright, I think. I don't know. How would we have the tiebreaker on that? I'm not sure.
Somebody told me you did.
Maybe because we swept Central, maybe. But if they sweep Central, I don't know. Oh, they lost to Halls would be the tiebreaker. But we need to just go win the game, right? We need to go win the game tomorrow. Plain and simple. I'm not worried about what they do. I'm more worried about what Oak Ridge is doing, and are they going to play better? Because right now, we got to play better tomorrow.
You got Upper East Tennessee road trip. You've done that the last couple of years. So you've got some big games in front of you, but and a chance to turn it all around tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, this game's it's pretty cool how it works. You get a chance to play tomorrow, and today can be washed away, and everybody can be feeling good about themselves. But right now, I've got a bad taste in my mouth, and it's not even the way. It's not about. Luckily, we won. That's the difference in this team. We played about as bad as you could play, and won by 5 runs, and it wasn't even really a close game. But that's just the talent we have. But unfortunately, the talent's not always going to be like that. We got to play at our best at the end, and right now we're not playing our best.
Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Wildcats win it 7-2. That's going to do it here from Karns High School. The Wildcats now 22-4 on the year, and they'll take on the Karns Beavers tomorrow at 6 o'clock at Bobby Hopkins. Appreciate Blake Woody for helping us out with our technical work, along with Mike Kelly up here. Didn't really do much for us, but he was here. He was moral support, and we appreciate him. The next broadcast, I don't even know when I can tell you when our next broadcast is, but I can tell you the next game will be tomorrow at Bobby Hopkins, 6 o'clock. The Wildcats can win the District 3 championship outright. For Blake and Mike and Ronnie and Becky Hayes, the Wildcats win it 7-2. This is David Clary saying so long, everybody.